Ah.
I'm gonna have to be careful in our hotel room.
What's that?
Well, you heard what Donnie's been doing.
Yeah. She's a crazy bitch. My whiskey.
If you wake up and hear Donnie making those noises in your ear, I would definitely
I got. Oh, so I went to go put the Doc Arc arms because this thing doesn't have any doesn't have the four holes in the back of these Samsung monitors.
no.
So I had to get these special things that replace the stands. The only place I could find them was Croatia. So some,
Croatia.
yeah, Croatia. There you go. I had to buy it off an Etsy store in Croatia to get these monitors set up there. And what the hell is up with my centering here?
Don't tell you.
Okay. All right. Well, I started a stream. We're sitting here bullshitting anyway. What are we talking about? Zoe and Creep or Space Baby 3000 are getting married. I've got my plane ticket. I got my hotel all bought. I
Uh
got
oh.
my bright fucking red Sub-Zero goddamn coat. You're gonna know where the hell I am at all times. I'm gonna look like Maggie on The Simpsons when they send her out in the snow.
Hey, I remember that show.
Yeah, that oil company bought me one of them $600 fucking Arctic jackets. I'm gonna wear that some bitch. Hell, that barely fit in a carry-on all by itself. It's so thick. All right, so I am
What was the question you asked me earlier?
okay, and that's the question that's one of the reasons I went live here. What tool would is somebody needing for a game that they would turn around and say, I got to go to the website and check this, like I had with the March calculator. I mean, I, I tell you why I haven't just slapped another March calculator back up, and that's because I've done that, been there, done that. The put a March calculator back up. Well, I got to go play the game a little bit to put a March calculator back up. Yeah, and I don't want to fucking acknowledge that China even exists. The what's his name from what's that show where they invest in companies? Shark Tank, right? So one of the guys from Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful, is on Fox News saying he wants a 400% tariff on everything that comes out of China. And then you got the other asshole that owns the fucking team out of Dallas, owns the sports teams, who's pushing the commie bitch,
Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban. That fucker better never get in. Mark Cuban's gonna run for president. Mark Cuban's gonna get his ass fucking handed to him if he runs for president. Yeah. Oh, that whiskey went down the wrong pipe. I think I inhaled it. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, that's a new approach.
Right.
Mark Cuban made all of his money off of being pretty much, if you were to class him as a person, as a Republican. And now that he's got all his money, he's a fucking libtard.
Well, if you ever watched him on Shark Tank, Mark Cuban will the reason he wants China to not have these tariffs and just not that's how he makes his money. He takes somebody's idea, shoves it into fucking China as fast as he can get it in there, and the way he does it, he knows China's gonna burn that company to the ground within a year and a half. Fuck it, he's made his money. His goal is to get his money back in a year and a half. The before China gets spooled up. But China's spooling up faster than I've ever seen. You make a product, man, they're on it. The
Mark Cuban is not as smart as everybody else. Everybody makes him out to be.
Elon Musk is not as smart as everybody makes him out to be. But the ideas Elon Musk come up with. We used to have. Remember, you ever have those little readers where it's like blue, green, purple for the difficulty of reading when you're in school? They went back to the '60s. 90% of Mark Cuban's ideas come right out of those readers. I'm betting he had those in whatever school he was in. Jessa joined. I don't. Who's Jessa? The
Yeah, just watch a documentary on Mark Cuban,
yeah.
which people don't watch very often, but he's a sleazebag fucking rat, and that's how he made his money.
Where'd you watch that?
YouTube. Just do YouTube.
Yeah.
Early life of Mark Cuban. It tells you
Oh,
exactly how he made his money.
what's the name of
He
the video creep sent me? What was that guy's name? The one that built the tank out of the bulldozer?
Oh, I don't know. The creep sent it.
You guys were talking about it last time.
I'm
Yo,
just
those
talking
are-
about
Aw.
Mark Cuban is a total fucking rat sleazebag, and he's conned people out of money to get to where he's at.
Oh yeah, that's just his ideas about how he's going to flip these companies. If you don't, if you ever got onto that show, Mark Cuban's not the partner you want. He's going to fuck you.
No, he's basically Gordon Gekko from Wall Street.
Plus any technology stuff, he steals and feeds into one of his Android. He's got an Android type chip company. He steals a lot of technology from people trying to get money to build their companies. The there we go. All right. So once again, we're trying to figure out
The biggest swindle he made though was Yahoo. That's where he made his money, and then he just built off of that.
Well, he was one of the big investors in that crypto exchange, FTX. He seems to be the only one not bitching about the $40 billion that went missing. I'm willing to bet his money that he claimed is stolen became a tax write off, and he's got crypto hidden in another fucking country nobody knows about.
Probably.
Yeah. What we got here? We got Bioshock and Doom Eternal. Killing Floor.
Free Twitch games. Can't go wrong there. Whole Amazon.
Yeah, but what I mean, I want to build a tool. So I mean, that's why the first person shooters don't really interest me too. Is that's all skill set. That's all eye hand coordination. And fuck, my right eye is dead now. The oh, did I tell you? We went out. I finally got that SOA mounted on the top of that HK, and I went out there and I was working on Dad's computer when I was out there, and I said, well, I also came out here to sight my red dot in, and he goes out there and shoots a group barely bigger than a quarter. The on that thing, he goes, "That's the best pistol I've ever shot." And I was like, "I'm pretty impressed with it myself." The and then that holster I got is set up so that no matter what you do when you grab it blind, it automatically lines your finger up so that when you pull on the gun, it's there. It's there every time. Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed. Now that's from Epic Games. Is that a first-person shooter?
Oh.
Let's take a look at that. I might get into that. Ghostbusters was the number one comedy in the 20th century. Link account. I might have screwed that up the other day.
You're not supposed to screw that shit up, sir.
Well, I went through Facebook, and there are games that I've never heard of who have access to my Facebook stuff. And so I went through Facebook and did a big cleaning, and I deleted everything. And I deleted some Epic Games stuff, and oh wait a minute, or sign in with just sign in with Google. That's what I've been doing with stuff is I sign in with the Google login if they got it.
Epic is just another digital storefront like Steam. They're a big one.
I'm happy with that. Hey, does Epic have a freaking affiliate program for some of this stuff?
Oh,
You know,
couldn't tell you.
collected on. Okay. Included free with Prime. So this is a free game. Hold on. Let me turn on my deal. Primary. Is that it? Think. Well, that's got to be it. Oh, no. Cancel this. Turn that off. ChromaCast. What the hell was I doing? Holy shit, that's in a completely different freaking. Dude, Windows is updating crap again and just changing everything. This is bugging me that I cannot just log into my computer and have everything set the way I had it set yesterday. Yeah, it's almost like I don't own anything I paid for. There's not a. Okay, well, there's what I did there. Yeah. Do, do, do. Okay, alert bar, headset mic decks, primary. Wow. There's nothing capturing my monitor anymore on any of my scenes. How the hell? That's just bullshit. Display capture, add source. Primary is supposed to be my display capture. Okay. How about we create a new source and say, there we go. Screen one. Add source. And that ain't it. Gotta love it when automatic. I don't know what desktop duplication is. There we go. Done. And let's go down. There I am. And we want to go even further down, don't we? Or do we turn that off? What else was behind there? The chat box. I gotta get the chat box back. Alright. I don't see the chat box. Oh, there it is, though. Alright, so we're on that thing, and so I don't know if I downloaded this game or not. Man, when you claim a game, does it automatically download, or do you have to click something else?
It depends on what platform you're claiming it for. None of them should automatically download.
All right, let me go to my collection here.
Some of the claiming will be you could either, I mean, it'll tell you what it's claimable for, whether it's Epic, Steam, GOG, which is Galaxy of Games, Amazon Games.
This is an Epic game.
Then you'd have to log in Epic Games and either A, put in a code or have your account linked.
Well, I think it is linked. I'm on Prime Gaming.
Well, Prime Gaming's not Epic. Epic's a different platform.
They're giving me Epic games from Prime Gaming, though.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. I see what you're saying here. Let me.
You got to log into Steam to play Steam games. You have to log into Epic to play and do all that with Epic games.
Like I said, I know I know what you're saying here. Here's the thing. I thought I had an epic. I thought there was some plugin that was downloaded in part of my system down here for epic. There it is. That's why it let me claim it through there because I got that as well. Oh, that's why this is. I had that one black guy. You see the email? That one black guy. So that one black guy fucked my shit up. Is what it is. Hold on.
I mean,
I can't believe
that is what they do. You know, it's
All right, let me get that off the screen here and go down to my Gmail login. Continue. Okay, so I'm in there. What's that?
just having a moment.
Did you see the Donald Trump Catholic church roast where almost every candidate goes to every year, but Kamala Harris didn't go to?
I saw one joke. I wish I'd have watched it live because the news is terrible about picking out jokes. They're just horrendous. I hate to say it, Fox News has gotten biased in the last month.
Well, Donald Trump said this last night, and I fucking died laughing. Trump goes, "Well, I used to think the Democrats were crazy with their wokeness, thinking that men can have periods, and then I met Tim Waltz."
I did see that one. Then I met Tim Waltz. They're so upset. Did you see her interview on Fox? I think Fox News should have been filming her handlers. That would have and because
I don't know about you, but I've never seen a female candidate wear the same pearl earrings every interview. You want to know why they're the same pearl earrings every interview?
Because they got a mic in them.
Because they got a mic in them. Telling her what to say.
Oh, my God. Will you let me finish? Will you let me finish? I'm like, he's like,
she was saying that because her handlers were talking over her. She couldn't hear either one of them. She was trying to listen to her handlers and listen to the interview.
Right.
Did you see the one where the teleprompter stopped and she goes, 32 days. 32 days. And she's sitting there stalling.
Hold on. We got to fault my brain.
Oh, she is a fucking so bad. Yeah. Like, she is so bad. Like, we thought we had a... Hey, I'll take a coherent Joe Biden over her any day, but the old man lost it, right?
That's one of the questions he asked her in that interview. He says, "At what point did you notice that he was in decline?" And she goes, "Joe Biden is still the most vibrant thing that I've ever." I'm like, "Bitch!" A whole group of people walked over there and said, "You're fucking done. Get out of here." And then they caught Joe Biden talking to Obama, and they had a lip reader come in there and tell everybody what they were saying. And Joe Biden goes, "She's not as good as me." And Joe Biden goes, "Nope." And this is like right after Obama's freaking endorsing her. And then it backfired on the Democrats when Obama went out there and chewed out the black men for not voting for her. That just backfired on him. Just like, I don't know why this black president's telling me how to think. We're off the plantation.
So total inclusion is the staple of the Democrat Party. But yet we have a former president shaming black men for not voting for a black woman. Total inclusion, right?
Right. Well, that's just been the way it's been. I watched this first person. when it was not 2000, it was 2012. They had a Hispanic guy that was running for Senate in the Democratic Party who was happened to have been an ex-Marine. And that party would not talk to him because he was espousing conservative ideas while running as a Democrat. They just while they're at this is at the state fair. They wouldn't even acknowledge him at the booth. And then those people that were running the Democratic Party trying to get people to sign up are running out there. There's Hispanics running around with Trump shirts. They're just belittling them. How dare you? You know, how dare you betray your race? I'm like, guys, it ain't just praise. It's they got the whip too. I mean, they want everybody back on the plantation. Yeah.
Well, here's the most, I don't know. Here's the most craziest thing that I would never thought I would see in my lifetime.
What's that?
RFK Jr. is ostracized by the Democrat Party.
Oh yeah.
That party lived off of Kennedy's. And guess what? They ostracized him. That right there is like the biggest beam of light that you should go, okay, these guys are fucking lost it.
Well,
like, if you're a rational
party,
thinking human being,
the family
you
did.
should go. Yeah, they fucking ostracized RFK Jr. Are you fucking kidding me?
Man, I don't know how well the streaming's going. This thing decided to download every game that I claimed.
And here's the thing. He's not even that crazy. He's just, he's normal.
Well, he got caught eating the bear on the side of the road. That kind of put him into the crazy camp pretty heavily. And then him and the girl just said something that just went off the wall wacko again. And everybody's like, well, maybe we need to have Trump keep a little distance between these people again. But Lake, you know, they just and here's and I don't know if you saw this, but they proved 72,000 people in Arizona voted with a mail-in ballot that was never mailed to them. There's a very specific, so they pulled off these ballots. So these people sent in a ballot, but the state never mailed them one to send in, and that was the only way to get the ballot. So they had 72,000 fraudulent mail-in ballots in Arizona, which was enough to swing Trump to the winner in 2020.
Oh, there was easily a couple 100,000 in Georgia.
Whatever's going on in Georgia's. Right now, there's so many. This is another one of these things where we saw it last time. Remember, there were so many votes for Trump all over the country, and then there was these 3 counties that overrode an entire state in the three states that he.
Oh, and you mean those counties actually had more votes than there are in the state?
Exactly.
And they never investigated that?
In Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Georgia had, all 3 places had to stop the vote count in the middle of the night for different reasons. Georgia, it was a broken pipe.
I just remember going to bed hearing that Trump's got it in the bank, and then I wake up and they said Biden won. And I go, wow, how'd that happen?
Well, that happens in California all the time where, when they do the vote count in California, Republicans win a lot of seats the night of the election. And then they contest, and I think it was the last time 38 Republicans who won the elections, the little minors, all lost their seat to the Democrats. All of them during the vote recounts. The votes come in to keep it all Democrat.
And then we wonder why California is a piece of shit.
Right? Yeah. I like living in California.
All I got to say is,
I just couldn't stand owning any property there anymore.
All I got to say about California is if you vote for Maxine Waters, Adam Schiff, Nancy Pelosi, you have no fucking brain.
I wish I could find that clip of Maxine Waters. That was it Maxine Waters or the other guy that was turning around? I was like, well, what happens if all the people go to the left side of the island? Will it flip over?
I remember watching Maxine Waters in a Senate hearing trying to chastise banks about the rules about student loans and blah blah blah. And the bank guys are sitting there going, um, Senator, those laws have already been passed 4 years ago.
Oh yeah.
And then her eyes got all googly and she didn't know what she was talking about.
It's like background checks. Whoa, whoa,
It's
whoa.
like, really?
We need background checks on guns. I'm like, okay, we've had them since 1992. They've never gone away. The it's
Like these bank guys are just sitting there going, they're kind of looking at each other like, is she really that fucking stupid? Like, Maxine Waters is,
well, she's crooked.
well, she's crooked, but
Her husband too. Her husband's helping her do the steal. Maxine Waters is.
how does that woman hold a seat in the Senate? She's as smart as my fucking goddamn cat.
Man, the control of the flow of money for the Democrat Party, and this is one of my complaints in New Mexico. We have 3 congressmen in New Mexico, all which are Democrats, all which vote with New York. So what really is going on is New York has 3 extra congressmen. Where's my representation? Whatever the guy from New York says, my 3 guys vote for. Uh, you know, they're my vote is being stolen by the Democratic Party and handed to their little commie guy that's running the Democratic Party. What's his name though? The new black guy that's replacing Pelosi. Uh,
Did you see what they did to the mayor of New York City when he decided to fight against the Democratic
oh,
machine?
they're trashing him. He may wind up in jail before this is over. The like
All of a sudden, the FBI's got all kinds of shit on him when he says, "Quit sending fucking illegal immigrants to my city."
Trump is holding rallies in New York. They actually think they can flip New York because just because of that, the people are coming out and saying we're tired of this corruption. How do we get these people out of our freaking state? New York's got bigger issues, and
Yeah,
I didn't even know until Trump started getting sued
I
just
told
how
a
corrupt the law was.
I told a coworker of mine recently because we talk behind the scenes because we live in Massachusetts, but we both are kind of right leaning. And I told him like about 2 weeks ago, I said, I think Trump might flip New York. And he goes, really? I said, yeah, I think he might flip New York.
There's a possibility he could flip California too.
No, he's not ever getting California. New York is, I think New York is,
I think people are underestimating what's going to happen with this Hispanic vote. The truth of the Hispanic vote. You know, you live down here where lots of Hispanics. How many Hispanics are happy about the illegals running across the border? Because every brown person added to the workforce lowers their wages. Because the Democrats think that way. More brown people, less wages. That's why they want more brown people. They want more than the votes. They want the money from it. It's a, they're uneducated, cheap labor, but we don't have enough projects for uneducated labor. You know, when that bridge collapsed, have you ever gone through the video of that bridge collapsing?
which bridge?
The one in Baltimore.
Well, what about the one in Minnesota that was
I don't have
not too
video of
long
that,
ago?
but the one where the ship hit the pillar.
Yeah.
Okay, the ship turned. They kept talking about the ship losing power, but there was power on the lower decks, which means there was power in the steering. Not only that, the ship turned. And anytime you navigate waters like that, there is somebody on the manual steering. The I've been on a ship that's gone up and down rivers, for 6 years. There's always somebody in the steering room. It's the
Did they
law.
blame that? Didn't they blame that on a cyber attack? Though
Doesn't matter. There's a man with his hand on the wheels, and that ship turned, which means somebody told him to turn. That doesn't look accidental to me. And the federal government come rushing in there, and six illegal, and the only workers that were on the bridge were illegals. I'm like, well, first of all, why is no one getting arrested for hiring illegals to do government work? Where's that? I mean, where's that investigation? The yeah, there was so much domino there. It's like, oh, we're here because the poor illegals got killed doing our jobs no one else will do. I don't know of too many people who don't want $50 an hour fucking construction jobs, which is what those would be. The matter of fact, Mike Rowe has a dirty jobs thing on the new dirty jobs with the reboot of it. One of his first ones was where they were tying rebar for concrete pours. Those people had been loyally working for the same company for like 15 years, tying rebar. Because they make so much freaking money. The you know, I don't know. Go to a barbecue during Labor Day weekend. It's usually a contractor that's holding the barbecue because he's got the money. Dude, I can't figure out how to download this game. Game Unleash Ecto Edition. Free game. There's a big get game thing button here, but it's not lit up. I can't touch it. It's a shooter game, which means I'm not going to want to play it anyway. All right, let me go see if somebody's watching, trying to help me. Nope, not on Twitch. Yeah, let me go to YouTube. I don't know if anybody's on my YouTube or not. I don't need to be in partner support. What the hell? And content, lives. Hey, there's some people watching over there. Got two. Some people rewound. All right. Can you think of anything that would be like what we used to do with the calculator or the March calculator?
I can't really think of anything. I mean,
Some game where where it's frustrating, but once a week if you could go in and just update your stuff, you'd do better. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that niche again for something that hadn't been created. The You can't do that with a first person shooter. As I was telling Creep, I was like, everybody's going on these console because all these first person shooters consoles, because people don't have computers in their homes anymore. No one's buying a $3,000 computer to blow people out of the water with their freaking epic hardware. That's very few people doing that crap anymore. The
where is Creep? Did Zoe kill him?
I don't know what time is it there. It's about 11 a.m. He probably went to go eat. The YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain streams. Open that widget. What the hell are you talking about? Poor stream health. Well, I could believe that since Epic Games kind of took over, started downloading everything in there except for the game that I was going to talk about because it's free. At least going to show it. I liked Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters was pretty kick-ass. I don't know how to launch any of this stuff, dude. I'm having issues. Oh, is that it over there? Oh, let me pull this over here. God of War. Where is it? See, it's downloading Halloween. I don't know what it's doing. I mean, having another first person shooter with just different skins. I don't. What am I hearing in my other room? I think one of my dogs is having a dream. There we go. Hear that? Somebody's not playing. Pepper, come here. Come here. What's going on? What is he not getting up to come play with you? You tell him you're in charge of the house now, even though you're the puppy. You're just a 80-pound puppy. Yeah. If I want to bite somebody and play with them, don't bite me. And you're not getting any more whiskey if you're going to keep nibbling on my face. That's what she's going for, too, the whiskey glass. You want some? All right. Nom, nom, nom. That's good stuff, huh? All right. I don't need a drunk Malwar. What do you mean I can't eat people? Quit. Get down. All right, sit. Aw, give me the pouty face. Man, I don't even know how to get these games that are giving me for free. How bad is that? This is just an absolutely worthless app. Epic. Pepper, quit. Looks like I spilled some Rocky Road on my shirt last night. She has discovered it. Yeah. So what if I just searched for Ghostbusters? Would it find it on my computer? No. Anybody watching? No, of course we're streaming pretty early in the morning. That is funny. You can hear that Malware. She just gets up in the face of the dog and starts bitching at him. Get up and come play. She makes the other dogs go outside and play with her, which has helped them. They're all in great shape now. So it's launching this. What the hell? See, I don't even have a search. Ghost. Is that the one? That's the game. It's in my library. Can we go to my library? I shouldn't have to go to a game to go to my library. Installed.
All right. I just thought of something.
What's that?
Well, it's probably something that you might not be completely interested in, but it's something that I think that
If there's a need,
there's a need.
I'll be interested in overcoming the challenge of filling that need.
There's a need. But it's not video game or PC game related.
Oh yeah, what is it?
Are you willing to hear me out?
Sure, go for it.
So, the United States is filled with completely millions of degenerate gamblers.
Yeah.
So, there's FanDuel, there's DraftKings, there's MGM, whatever. There's a million gambling websites out there for sports.
People who bet on losers. Kamala voters.
Now, that being said, there's a way to try to give them an edge.
Okay.
So, that being said, if there's a way that we could figure out how to scrape all the information off of all these sports websites.
Okay. That's not hard.
So I'll give you two examples right out of the gate. So because baseball is too random. NBA basketball, sort of random, but really relies on health of the players or whatever. But and almost all of them rely on health of the players. But there's one sport that is almost always consistent, and you can always get a very good gauge on their performance based on course, based time of the year, and their recent performances and how they've played their last 5 games. PGA golf. There was a website that I used to use about 6-7 years ago that is now you have to pay to use. And I used it, and I won shitloads of money on DraftKings and FanDuel using that website.
And it would just figure out who was injured that week just based on their
No.
5-game average performance.
So basically what it does, golf is, I don't know if you know about golf, but golf is kind of a streaky game. I mean, the best players are always the best players, but they don't always play their best on certain courses, time of the year, the weather, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So what I used to do is this guy had such an intricate, it was a free to use website. And I used it for 2 years until so many people started using it, he blocked it off and you had to pay to use it. And that's when I quit using it. But I was using it for 2 years. I probably made about $1,000 off it. Just
well, wait a minute.
betting.
If you're making money, why would you not pay for it?
I don't know. I was making money off of it, but the thing was,
I asked that question because people do that, right? So it's working for me perfectly, and I'm getting ahead. The same thing happened on Rogers Raiders. There's, everybody was using my calculators. They were kicking everybody's ass. I put it behind a paywall, and all of a sudden people would rather spend $1,000 with China than spend $2 with me. It was like, oh yeah, well that asshole.
Well, the reason why I stopped using it is because using that website, it didn't give you the answer. You know what I mean?
Right.
You had to spend hours and hours of time going through all the details, all the information and the statistics and everything. And then you had to build a team for DraftKings or FanDuel. Because what DraftKings and FanDuel does is they show a golfer and he has X amount of dollars. So let's say a big golf tournament, the Masters. I'm sure you've heard of it.
Yeah.
So the Masters, it would have
I've
all
watched
100.
Tin Cup, man.
Well, what I'm saying is it would show all 100 golfers in that tournament, right?
Yeah.
And what you had was a set amount of money you could spend. So you can't buy the top 3 guys, right?
Okay.
So what FanDuel and DraftKings does is they have like a range of money you can spend on all these golfers. And what you did is you dug into that information that was given by that website, and you go, okay, so you can only field 5 golfers for that tournament. And if they don't make the cut, they're out.
Okay. That's like the new that's like the new I don't know if you how they changed the rules at NASCAR. But NASCAR's got that whittled down. Hey, your guy didn't make it this week. He's gone. He can't play in any more
Yeah,
tournaments.
it's
Yep.
kind of like that. So in the golf tournament, what you'd do is you'd have set amount of money. You could only pick 5 golfers, and you had to throw them in. If they didn't make the cut, you're out. You're not going to make money. Like
Right.
in the first round, if your guy doesn't make the cut, you're done. So and then each day it goes by, they don't make the cut, and then in the last 2 days they made the cut, and then it's based off points. So you really, really had to look at it from a big perspective because you could buy the guy that's favored to win the tournament, but then you got 4 shitbags, right?
Right.
So that website was phenomenal because I could look at it and I could really I'd spend like 8 hours looking at it, and I could make a roster that I knew that was going to make the cut, that I knew that might finish in the top 20. So you want to pick 5 guys that might finish in the top 20, and you might have the guy that wins the tournament, and that's where you made the money.
Okay. So what's the formula for figuring out if
Oh
somebody's
my
skipping?
God. it's Donnie, it's like when you if you went through that website, I'm not kidding you, Donnie, and I know you're a smart guy, but you'd look at that website and you'd go, "Holy shit, I'd never even think of that." Like, there's literally thousands of metrics. Like,
I find a bunch of
like
these.
how they play on that grass, how well they putt on that grass, how well they putt in the wind, how hard or how good their drive is on that course. What is their course history on that course? How far do they normally drive it on that course? When this wind is blowing this way or that way. It's like it's insane, dude. It's crazy. I don't even know how that guy came up with all these metrics. There's literally thousands of metrics just for golf alone.
I remember okay, when I took the first break from Guns of Glory, I had like a shitload of people that were being like, could you give us your formula so that we could continue building the March calculator? I'm like, no. It's like,
You're like, it's all in my head. I did it.
yeah, that's true. At that time, I couldn't recreate that. I couldn't recreate that march. I was going through redoing the videos the other day, and I went through a whole bunch of those videos when I created like the spine breaker, which was my first publicly launched. Back when you run a bunch of T2s so you wouldn't lose your expensive march. And then as I'm going through these videos, I just realized how many times China changed its formula because I issued a here's the cheat to their formula. Yeah. I was like, anything can be broken. Finally, they just turned around, they put a variable in there, and it depended on how wide they wanted to make the variable on which patch. You're gonna lose a certain amount of troops, no matter how big you are, how strong you are. They're just gonna make you lose some troops. The goal became these guys who spend a crap load of money getting their castles real big. The goal became, well, we need to keep them spending money, like buying speed ups to make new troops. They don't need to lose. They just need to keep losing a little bit. So you had your like flawless guys who drop 10 grand a month. They just take 2% of his march every time he hit. Of course, everybody's telling him, "Could you come over here and help me? Can you come over here?" And then they're leaning on him. The community winds up leaning on that big guy, and he's losing little by little by little, but he's winning every fight. And it's the death by a thousand cuts type thing is how they were stealing the money. And it didn't even matter what the formulas were at that point. There was no formula getting out of that automatic amount of loss. That's when it got to that point. That's when I was like, there's no need for me to do that. And then when I come up with the what was it called, the firewall. When I come up with that firewall calculator, oh my God, that thing was epic. And that one everybody can see on film. It didn't matter how much you said. You could just become a freaking stone that no one could get through. Before, people just put a bunch of troops in there, and then the volume of troops, you could hit them like 20 times and they wouldn't be dead yet because they made like a million troops or 20 million troops or whatever in their castle. The But once we got to where you layered the troops properly in the castle, and then you didn't lose anything. Few artillery here and there. That was it. The And then I remember the arguments over me putting artillery in the marches. Everybody's like, I hate to tell you, they don't make things that have no use. But since the start of Guns of Glory, all the people go, don't bring no more artillery because it slowed the march down. That didn't mean it didn't belong in there for power purposes. The you know, I took out the social aspect of the game to build the calculator. The For the wolf, anybody, that's what everybody came to the Rogers Raiders every week, was to build a wolf calculator. Like,
I
oh,
was in the top 5 of the Wolf every week using your calculator.
dude, I used to dominate. That was one of the ways I promoted the website. Was I'd go start a new account and I'd be like C20 in the New Kingdom, and then the wolf would come out, and then some people had already coined up to C30, and I would be miles ahead of everybody with my C20 on damage on the wolf. Like, oh, how you do that? And I go, oh, I use the Gunmuse calculator. And freaking that was the best promotion I could ever have in that thing. That's why that graphic is actually in my freaking banner. Is the wolf is actually in my graphics on the banners because that was driving the traffic. And I'm looking for that niche again. What does somebody want to come in there every week? The gambling thing?
Well, this is I wanted to expound on the whole golf thing.
Right. Go ahead.
Because, I mean, you and I are layman's to golf. We probably barely played a few times. We don't know a lot about it. But here's the thing about golf. It's the only sport that people consistently can play and they don't get hurt. You can almost always be close to an outcome that they're going to have. Think about all the other sports. Soccer, they get hurt. Basketball, they get hurt. Football, they get hurt. You bet on a game or you set a roster for a specific game, they're going to get hurt. It's almost always. Golf, they don't get hurt.
Yeah.
They never get hurt.
Disconnected from your channel.
So what I'm saying is if you consistently can predict based on the metrics of how they'll play on a specific course and their trending ability, like some golfers, they go through, highs and lows and whatever. So that being said, like, let's say a guy, I'll take whatever, Joe Blow. He's a top 100 golfer. He's middling, right? And he's been having 2 or 3 bad tournaments. And then all of a sudden, guess what tournament shows up? You look at his history at performing at that tournament, and he's tits. He's like a top 5, top 10, sometimes even wins it golfer because it suits his game. And you can get those metrics and you throw them all into this database, and you can go, okay, I'm going to bet $1,000 on DraftKings, and I'm taking these 5 golfers based on the metrics that you can scrape off of that, and you'll win. I guarantee you will probably win, but more than likely get your money back. And if you could provide that to people, they're going to pay for it.
Well, I agree. And it's not necessarily about getting people to pay. It's just I'm because
I'll have to try to find that site and maybe pay for it just to tell you all the metrics and stuff. And if we could scrape that information and put it into a site, and I'm telling you, we could even try it on our own, like based off of what we get, and just go, okay, we're betting $10 on these 5 guys and see where we go. You know what I mean? Not like a huge investment.
Right. Oh no, yeah, I get you. And it doesn't matter the math. I mean, it's about obtaining the metric. That's the big thing.
Yeah, I don't know how that guy got all that information. I
Well,
don't
yeah,
know where he scraped it from. He was just like a Joe Blow. He was not like I don't even think I don't know where he got all that information, but it was,
there's always one of those OCD freaking guys that can do that. The always one of those guys that can get that done, right?
but I would spend hours on his website picking a lineup, and every time I won. Every single time there was a tournament in golf, I won for like 2 years.
The I don't mind even going back. I really just I don't want to build a tool to help people pump their paychecks to China. That's what I did with Guns of Glory. When you break it back down, Guns of Glory went up like a rocket when I started putting tools out. People loved it, and Kings of Avalon went with it because they could sponge off that tool. All you had to do is freaking you could use the same tool for Kings of Avalon. They made 1.5 billion dollars and then got in a pissing contest with me, and they don't do shit anymore. The Because they never took any of the money they made and put it back into the game. They damn sure were not concerned whether or not people were happy to continue playing. I can't remember how many videos that I did. Just like, people want to play this game, and you're running them off. Because somebody somewhere had a thought. Well, our core market is just get them in here for like 6 months and then run them off, and then we don't care about them. We want new players. I'm like, but you had guys that are playing it for years that were still spending money every month. And they didn't care about that. They didn't even understand the value of that kind of customer. You know, as far as the Chinese are concerned, there is no value in the customer. The
well, if not for just making money off of it, we should try it. Just see if we can scrape golf information and then build a website and do the metrics
Okay,
and
let's
start betting on some game on FanDuel or whatever it is, DraftKings or whatever, and see if the information we're scraping gets us wins, and then we're on to something. Because I honestly think we could make good money on that.
Yeah.
That website, I'm telling you, Gunmuse, that guy's website was fucking gold.
Okay, so
I know nothing about golf.
Let's do a what if live. Okay, so here we can here I can sit here and demonstrate what it takes to do something like that. So, what's one of the metrics somebody would have to look up? Just give me a metric. We start with one.
Drive distance.
Okay, so PGA.
Well, actually, PGA average drive distance.
Okay, there we go. Well, there the new Google AI is just giving me the fact that people's numbers are going up slowly over the years here.
But what you want is current.
Right. I'm looking. That's
out of the 100 players that are in the PGA. There's 100 card carrying PGA players. There's 100 in the world.
There we go. There's every freaking number I need right there. Cameron Champ averages 322.8 per drive.
Okay. So then the next thing you'd want to think of is drive fairway accuracy.
Okay. Hold on. This website, it's PGA.
I know enough about golf to try to guide you through this.
Hold on. All these stats may be right here on the PGA Tour website. They're just in list format. It's not a command.
Right, but the thing is it's got to be weekly, and that's how you. The guy that might be at 100 might be a good pick for a tournament because his game fits that course. Do
Yeah,
you
well, hold
kind
on.
of see what I'm saying?
Well, you can select tournament only. Okay, so yeah, the guy changed. It's no longer Cameron. Holy shit, that guy's got even better freaking average.
Yeah, see? See
Eric
what I'm
von
saying?
Eric
That's why that
van
guy's site was
Frunen.
so great. It
Yeah.
was fucking amazing.
So yeah, I could pull all this information, and then it's just about combining it, right? I would bet you anything. Oh yeah, here's everybody listed down to
So then,
69 people. That's probably how many people are in the PGA professional, right? About 70.
yeah. Well, here's the thing that you can't get off the PGA Tour.
Okay.
So, guys, okay, so they're on the green, right? So
Right.
now what? You're using your putter.
Okay.
So some guys are better on putting on specific types of grass
Oh, let's go. Let's
than
go.
others.
Oh, and hell, here. The PGA even has some accuracy based on the course.
Okay, but okay, so then you got to go to the course and see. Okay, what type of grass do they use?
That's what I'm going to say. At that point, it's just about inputting the data of
Yeah.
each individual course has a different setup. That
Yes,
becomes
they do.
a normal that you're going to apply against. That's just I could build
Do
this.
you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, I could build this.
Like the guy that's considered the greatest golfer in the world at the time, he might be the number one golfer, but he may not be the best golfer on that course. Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Hold on. So toughest.
yeah, maybe that, maybe he is the best golfer in the world, but that kind of course doesn't really suit his game. And that's what this guy's website did, and it was amazing. Like, dude, I was just picking winners.
I can click on that because what they've got is it's like a baseball. When you're a kid and you went and filled out all the base hits and slides. They've got that kind of information and that's what I was thinking I would need. They've got that they're updating.
Oh, okay. So that's cool. That's like a start.
It tells you how many times this guy's eagled, or how many people have eagled on that course.
Yeah, like that's all the information you need to bet. You're just not blindly going in and go, oh, he's the best golfer in the world, I'm taking him.
Yeah. So here's the Pinehurst Resort. It's considered the toughest. It's a par 70, which is a much lower, normally lower. And then the average, the only a thousand. I don't know. I mean, there's probably how many times somebody's hit off, but it's got birdies are down, pars are down like by 100. Eagles are up, which is funny. So there must be one hell of a nice par three. The and then bogey is 18, 19. You say not the average golfer, dude, with a 7-iron on a par three, I can throw fucking darts. I can get within 2 to 3 feet shooting with my 7-iron on par three.
Here's the crazy thing though, Gunmuse. So what they said, what this guy had was how well he hit with a 7-iron. All the golfers on that are participating in that tournament. And you go, oh, wow, this guy's a great 7-iron hitter. And then you start to rethink what your team's going to be, right? Yeah. It's very intricate. It's insane.
Golf bet. What is golf bet? So they got this on the PGA Tour website, Golf Bet. Compare players right there on the website. Strokes gained, driving, approach, short game, putting, scoring.
Yeah, and you can also do 3-year average at that course. Like you can look back in that golfer's 3-year history of how well he's played. So if you see a guy that's played consistently good there, that may be lower money, you take him.
That could be part of the scrape too. Okay, so I scrape it this year, I scrape it this month, I scrape it next month. then the data gets more. You get more and more and more and more data, right?
Yep, and
Uh,
then we put it in an Excel spreadsheet with nice colors saying this is the guy you take.
I wouldn't do
This
that.
is the guy you didn't
That's
take.
one of the reasons I'm not going to do that anymore. No more Excel spreadsheets because I'll tell you right now, most people don't have Excel anymore. That's why when I turned around and built the calculator, and that was 5 years ago, I built the calculator into the website over in Rogers Raiders.
Oh, because you have to pay for it now.
Yes,
Excel.
yes. Well, yeah, it's if you're a teacher, it's free. If you're a government worker, it's free. But everybody else, that needs to talk to those people, why then it's $300. That kind of crap. Uh, I think that's what we
No,
paid. It's like $300 to put Excel on this computer again. I'm like,
but I think I've got the wheels turning for you. I think you know where I'm going
we'd
with
have to.
this.
It's just a matter of getting to the point of where and how you
It
scrape.
might be a really fun project just to do. See what you can scrape, and we'll just go. Hey, we'll create a DraftKings. We'll play in a golf tournament, and off of the data that we got, we'll put $5 in and see what happens.
Well, on my Gunmuse website, I used to have the 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 blue book, the big. I don't know if you've ever seen that big blue book. People compare prices, but people stopped doing that. They kept going over to uh, Gunbroker and just looking on Gunbroker to see what they thought the guns was worth based on what they were selling for or what they were asking. And what they didn't know was Google bought Gunbroker, the anti-gun site bought Gunbroker, and you would get fake auctions. So if you're selling grandpa's, Marlin 22 that's 105 years old, why those are going for there's these fake auctions where people are getting $3,000 for them, and they're not worth $3,000. They're barely worth 100. That crap was taking place. The the and I was at the Dallas show, and I was buying uh, a Browning made in Japan in like 1985. And I knew who I was going to sell it to when I was buying it. And I said, well, that gun's worth about $500 to me because I think I can get six and a half for it. But I was explaining to my dad that we can't. He's like, well, where you have that? And I says, no, you can't put that in the book. I said, you watch. We'll talk about this for the next half hour to an hour. We'll just conversate right there with Google active on my phone, and then we'll go to Gunbroker. We go to Gunbroker, and there's all these guns being sold. The Browning rifles being sold on Gunbroker, all freaking lowballed. The and so the guy comes over to the table. He Gunbrokers in front of me, and they're lowballing. They're selling for like 300. So when I offer him 500, he jumped at it. The But I knew that Gunbroker was going to listen through Google. They monitor those gun shows, and they play this little game of high-low, where the dealers can't make any money because everybody thinks they got the inside track by looking at Gunbroker. The the I almost feel I mean I always felt bad for the bet calculator, bet amount, American odds. We can go over this damn thing. We can pull the odds on a single player.
Do you see what I put in the chat?
No, what chat? The TeamSpeak chat?
No, your stream.
Hold on. Gunmuse Golf.
Gunmusegolf.com.
Oh my God, man.
I'm not kidding you. There is, I think there's money to be made there.
I could think of something better than Gunmuse Golf.
No, it would be great because I'm telling you, we can think of, I could probably think of about 500 different variables in golf that you could scrape. And we could probably more than likely make money on one bet right out of the gate.
I used to own a golf domain, and I can't think of it right now. I let it go because I never developed anything off of it. but I used to own one. And I used golf as an example when I was talking to the gun dealers about setting up their stores and talking to the customers. I was like, everybody thinks they're in golf they can just walk in and buy a better score, and that's why people who sell golf equipment are making. There's a reason there's $30 million
Oh yeah.
golf because that guy's using it. It must be great. And everybody that plays golf thinks they can just, I could just spend an extra $300. I'm gonna improve my score, like, and it doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't.
The
You can either do it or you can't, and
well,
that's the greatest sham of all golf stars.
Listening to Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh went out and hired somebody. I can't remember who it was. Some professional golfer who corrected the way he golfed because
Oh no! If you get a golf instructor, yes, you can improve your game.
Oh yeah, he said it changed everything about the way he played golf, and I remember he dropped like 12 strokes in like 4 months off his freaking.
Yeah, but all of us, average Joes that
Yeah,
can't afford one, we suck.
I can't afford a pro. I can't afford a guy that just won the Masters.
Right.
Teach me how to freaking make.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the greatest scam that goes on. All these average Joes like you and me, we're like, oh, our clubs suck. We're gonna buy better ones. And guess what? It doesn't change our game. We still suck.
Right. Hold on here. Let me get my brain right. Register a domain. I'm willing to bet you that getting a domain in golf is, yeah, that's not available.
I don't know. You asked me for a new idea. I couldn't come up with anything for video games or PC games. But
yeah, it doesn't matter.
This
is
kind of like out of left field. I think you're actually kind of liking this idea.
Well, I like the challenge of it. Yeah.
Well, like I said, what sport does injury least happen in? Golf. And it's a huge sport. Lots of people gamble on it. Lots of people watch it. Like football, basketball, baseball. Baseball is like the worst because, you never know when it's just going to have a bad day, bad month, bad 2 months. But golf is, I don't know. If you're good, you're good.
There's a whole bunch of golf domains I could get to have a hyphen in them. That's a long domain.
I don't know. I just thought I'd throw that one out there. I know that you were just saying, hey, think of something, but I thought I'd throw that out there.
Golfsaturation.com. So much data, right? You're soaking and saturating.
Oh, yeah. There's thousands of things that go into golf, if you think about it. Wind that usually runs at that course, type of grass, fairway hits, how long was the grass that week? There's people think golf is just easy. They whack it. It's not that easy.
Okay, hold on. I'm buying a golf domain.
Oh shit! Are you really?
Yeah. I'm buying it. I'm buying it before I tell anybody what it is. Hold on. I gotta get in. I gotta get in my cart and get it checked out now.
Oh, God. All right.
I think it's pretty good. I think it's a pretty good domain, and it's hard to get an 8-letter or shorter domain. The number of letters in your domain really determines whether or not you're going to have any success with it. So, I own it. It's mine. Hold on 1 second. Let me double check that. I had a little bit of lag on the domain I bought earlier today. Thank you for your purchase. There we go. Go to my account. Golfsoak.com. Easy to spell. Saturation. I got that word. The amount of data. The saturation was a good sounding. So I said, what's a term that means saturation? Golf soak. So you're talking about crap loads of data, right? You
Okay.
want so much data open to the public that other people are coming to you to steal that data to build their websites. That's how you build a good website. The so
Yeah.
yeah, next thing is build a scraper. The 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 scraping part's not hard.
All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back, and I will try to find that guy's site and see if it's still pay.
Right.
And I will tell you all the information. It's insane how much information is on there.
Okay.
But I'll be right back.
We probably bored the hell out of anybody that come in and was like, "What the hell is he talking about golf? We're talking about games, golf games." You know, you almost need to be even an amateur golfer to do business. And did this thing ever download the frickin' Ghostbusters game? Oh my god, I'm gonna get into the yawning, guys. I'm sorry. The Star Wars Knights. Man, I kind of liked playing Star Wars. The I'd hate to go back to that because that was another one where Arkin kind of took the lead for us. And think, let me get into Ghost Busters. There we go. Oh, not the. What the hell? Man, Microsoft just cannot get it through their head. No one gives a shit that they built a search engine once upon a time. Microsoft owned Inkatomi out of Japan. That was the original search engine, and it was a great search engine. And then the corrupt some bitches in San Francisco said, well, oh my God, Microsoft's a monopoly. They built this search engine into their browser. They built it in their software. They're a monopoly. And then they crushed Microsoft. Microsoft could not even use the tools they built. Couldn't tell you about the tools they built for a long, long time until Google got a foothold. And now Google's 92% of the search, but Microsoft was called a monopoly at 40%. They only had 40% of the search back then. They were crushed as a monopoly while Google overtook the trend. And now at 92%, Google has not been called the monopoly that it is. Google, who paid me a couple $100,000 a year for ads, turned around and told me my site the other day doesn't have any content of value because they don't want my conservative stuff reaching more visitors anymore. They're that in the tank. So they shut off my ad capabilities. Uh, we're going to get back there with, I'm 400 hours short of turning the ads back on YouTube, which will start pumping more money into the stuff we're going to do. Uh, man, got all these watchers. Nobody's talking, or you're talking somewhere that I'm not looking. That could be a. Let me ask that question because what's this called? Streamlabs.com. Wait a minute. Streamlabs add TikTok chat to chatbot. All right, let's see if I can. Here's how to add a chatbot to Streamlabs. I already know how. I already got a chatbot. To display the chatbot Streamlabs. You can also use Streamlabs desktop to live stream to TikTok from your PC. Download. I'm already doing that. Well, what I want is the chat from how to stream to Twitch and TikTok. I'm doing that. Combine all live chats for free into one chat box, including. Well, we'll have to. I love the way they were. I mean, they use the word all, and they do have TikTok there. So I've got Twitch, Facebook, and X all in the chat. But I'm really. Hold on, let me get. I can't. I gotta show you guys this so you believe me. Otherwise, everybody calls me TikTok violation warning. Your live is flagged for civic and election integrity. I mentioned the United States election, and China is trying to suppress my speech. No election interference there. Yeah, your live has ended. Well, sorry about that. We had 50. We had 50 people over there. 82 people liked it. How did I only have 50 views and 82 likes? Figure that one out. Yeah. This live is longer than live videos made by 79% of the creators with similar followings. What do you want me to say? I'm good at my job. I got China freaking just going up my ass here. Hold on. Let me get my picture out of this. You guys can see this. I'm I mean, January 29th, TikTok needs to belong to an American or they're getting banned in the United States. And I'm going to show you why. TeamSpeak. Oh, man, they may not. Oh, you guys, I hope you guys have been here in row. Yeah, I didn't even check to see if that was taking place. I will when he comes back. That would have been, so I'm looking at primary and where's my, is that my camera? All right, there's that. Let's get that out of there. All right, there's, and I need to adjust that. Hold on. Whew, that is tiny on that screen. What did I do over here? Uh, transform and fit the screen. There we go. All right, guys. Let me go in there, and it's still tiny for me. Let's go. There we are. We'll make that bigger because I want to show you this. So TikTok I've been doing well with. I don't know why. I hate TikTok. The I call some of what we've been seeing out there in the world viewer analytics 75%, others 24%. I don't know what these. I don't even know what my analytics look like. I haven't uploaded. I started my TikTok just recently. I mean, just very recently. The muted muse. Age of Apes. That's got no views. What the hell's going on with that one? 260 muted muse. The who knows what they put? Live duration 0 minutes. That may be some of the may have mistake ones. 34 minutes, 162, and then 216. Okay, so what is going on? I've had nothing but a problem with Chrome. I mean, like switching between the tabs, the zoom is just weird. So I'm at 75. Let me get further down. And then usually the 67 is, yeah, the 67 is a full screen now. So 67% view to show you a full screen. So it should look full screen for you. And since I am in 4K, you can blow it up, do what you need to do. Uh, I'll have to figure out how to get the TikTok chat up on the chat thing. Because I've got a bunch of people in the TikTok. Way more than I thought I would. But that just demonstrates just what kind of power is going on TikTok. I've only got 6 freaking streams of videos over there. And it's blowing away YouTube and Twitch. The it's so I need to get that into their chat, into the stream, to give them some power to be seen where I'm going to be showing stuff. I mean, it's weird. Uh, the rewards. Keep it. This is terrible. Let's look at this. What is this? Views 216. Unique viewers 196 people who've never seen me before. Uh, Peak concurrent 3 at one time. That's weird. I don't know how accurate their stats are. I know how to read the YouTube stats. They have to distinguish between live and playback, and they just throw them in separately. You'll lose a bunch of people that were in the live, but they hit the rewind button, and then they're just gone from your stats because they rewinded while we were live. If they do it after we've done the DVR, not a big deal. They become a viewer. They'll wind up in the stats on the other end. But while you're live, they become like a labor statistic. Well, you ran out of unemployment and you stopped filling out applications. Therefore, you're no longer unemployed. Because you hit every single store within your area and you haven't found a job yet. So we're just going to stop calling you a citizen. We're going to remove you from the U6 numbers, and then we're going to go out and tell the public, look, unemployment's going down. But if you ever look at the U6 numbers, at the number of people who are working, that number hadn't gone up. And then they love to take credit for the number of people who went back to work after COVID because they forced everybody to stay shut down until Donald Trump was out of office so they can get that bounce. They wanted that bounce to be under the Democrats. They wanted to tell you how great they were. Hold on, I got this in live chat. I need to be on. There we go. I hate the math when we do this stuff. Download so TikTok live. I bet you live content.
Well, appreciate Laura will have followed. Look at that delay. Where is that alert box? That needs to be bigger, badder.
Wow, I'll give it for TikTok. That's
alert box. There it is.
That was my last live.
That's
that was good.
Horrendous. Where's the alert box? Alert box.
That's clear.
Alert box.
Oh, well, I was also out in the studio. That's the new studio that I built out there, and this one's in here. So compared to the last, let me turn off the sound and stuff. Compared to that's the difference between the studios. I put those up. That's just crystal clear. I got my Doc Ock out. So my monitors are now up, which is going to help me hold my head up. That's one of the problems being in here is my camera's up here and my monitors are down here and then my chair's in the wrong position. That's why I custom built a desk. That's why I've got these custom arms for getting the monitors up so that I have to look up, raise my chin up, look at you guys with pride to deliver whatever content we're going to deliver. I haven't been as focused on the content simply because I want to be able to, whatever I wind up doing, I want to do it well. And I've been getting better with the cognitive. I love that. I have a problem finding the word cognitive. I've been getting better with the cognitive. I've been doing lots of Black Rifle coffee and MCT oil. I got both the C8 and the C10 long chain fats to feed the brain, and it's been helping me tremendously in healing up my brain. The voice getting all scratchy and stuff. I've had a cold for a few days. Uh, the analytics, go back there. Nobody's giving me money over TikTok, and I don't know. What do I got here? You must. I have said it, so you have to be 18. Have at least 10,000 to use live subscription. You must follow on our community. So I haven't reached 10,000 followers. Hey, if you guys would follow me on TikTok over there, it's Gunmuse 2B, the number 2 and B. It's the have at least 1,000 followers, have at least 10,000. What are they wanting here? Uh, to use live subscription, I don't know. Go live for at least 30 minutes unless I do that. All right. Yeah. A new way to receive earnings, 15,960 per month. Assure that you have, it assumes if I had 7,600 subscribers. Man, it took me, holy crap. It took me 4 years to break 8,000 subscribers over on YouTube. Because I don't go out and buy fake subscribers, right? I do not feel the urge to brag about how many people follow me. Because most people that I speak to work for a living and have to fit listening to me into their schedule. Also, I found out that YouTube is waiting almost 2 weeks to tell people that that I'm online. So we're not getting these big lives anymore because no one's being told. Let me go to Twitch. Let's see what we got here. What's knock? Call in to join your own stream. Okay. I don't know what people can do there. Gift a sub. I gifted a bunch of subs last time. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that. So Chigger's we're trying to set up the collab thing, so he can game, and I can be over his shoulder watching the game, and communicate and talk about the gaming. Because the way these social streams are going, they are listening to what you're saying and determining where you rank in the search, which is highly important. I apologize for that. Highly important for the amount of traffic you're going to get for money. And then Chigger doesn't talk while he's gaming. You know, these first person shooter games, I just tried to play Hunt Showdown today. It's almost impossible. I had to turn all the noises and stuff down because that's how you are good at those games is really by sound. Having spatial headphones that will tell you which direction a sound came from is important in those games. You 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 can't communicate that through the video, and they're not communicating that through the video because they got their sound turned up so it's just blasting you out when you watch these games. I'm sure all of you have watched somebody streaming in one of these things. It's like all you hear is a bombs, booms, and like they haven't. And YouTube and Twitch do not allow me, even though I record 7.2 audio, they do not allow me to broadcast that to where if you are watching the somebody play the game through, you would hear what they hear. That would be key. Uh, yeah, my beagle says, Dawn, it is treat time. I know. My wife's gone for 10 days, so I'm filling 2 schedules. Where's my treats? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to end the stream. I think we're good here because I got dogs begging for treats and breakfast this morning, and I could use an egg myself. Uh, the I've got surgery November 27th. I'm getting epidurals put in my spine, so that I don't have to take 3 freaking hydrocodones a day. Uh, just sitting hurts. That's how bad it is. Just sitting hurts. Whatever's screwed up back there, they can't find it. So it's been guesswork. They just throw more pain pills at it, and that's gonna hurt me long term. Beagle, back off. Uh,
User entered your channel.
who we got here? Oh, hold on. You're gonna make me go look.
User disconnected
Oh,
from your channel.
there we go. Oh, and row left again. Oh, I needed to pay attention to see if TeamSpeak was actually coming up. What do you want, little beagle? I want my treats. Beagles love treats. Hey, what's up, buddy? Nobody can see you two down there. Nobody can see you. You know that cat you've been playing with? We're gonna have to catch that thing, and it's gonna get some flea drops. I got a kitten that's been coming into the yard, been sneaking under the fence, coming into the yard and playing with the dogs. But he's a wild cat, friendly as can be to both me and the dogs, and the dogs enjoy playing with it. But he's a dumpster diver. He smells like the bottom of a dumpster. The and all of a sudden fleas came out of nowhere, and so I'm gonna assume that cat is the reason we suddenly got fleas because we keep our yard clean, we spray our yard, we flea and tick our dogs, and all of a sudden I had fleas in my living room the other day just jumping all over me from out of nowhere. The and it had to have been that cat. The so we're gonna deal with that cat issue. All right, I am gonna shut this down. I appreciate it, guys. We are gonna. I mean, I'm building content. I want to build a tool. I want to. My brain's coming back. I want to challenge myself to build a tool that people want to use. That's you know. So if you come up with something like that, put that down in the description below. Um, I'd prefer not to build something that helps China steal money from your wallet. Yeah, but if that's the niche I'm in, where I got to go back and build a March calculator again, just be helpful, I may have to do it. I got so many more tools that I could do that with. It'd actually be easier than it was the first time. I mean, I got all the base math.